Hello, this is SolidCAD and welcome back to Catia. Today we are making assignment 9. It's a hinge bracket for our airplane door. So before we start, we make a new file, a part file, and name it AE1111209 and make a geometrical set. Okay, let's start with the first sketch. First sketch is in YZ plane, so select YZ plane and sketch. And just make a simple circle in the origin with a diameter of, let me see, 10 millimeters. So select the circle tool from the right toolbar and click in the origin, so 0, 0 are the coordinates, and make a circle, constrain, and 10. Now we make a pad out of it. So I have to switch to Part Design Workbench and select the pad tool. The length of the pad is 240 millimeters and the thickness is 2 millimeters. So check thick and 2. Now we have to also select for profile surface our sketch that we have created. So sketch 1, click on it. Okay. And 1 millimeter thickness. Click OK. There we have it. Sorry, not 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter. So one more. Like this. Okay, next step is we have to switch the workbenches to shape and let me see, generative shape design. And there we have to create a line. So select the line tool on the right side here. And we change the line type to point direction. And the point, create a point. Use the default setup, so it should be in origin. Just click OK. And support is, let's see, the direction. Sorry, direction is x component, and is 250 millimeters. Let's see preview. There we have it. So our line is pointing in x direction, positive x direction, and the endpoint is like a bit far away from this surface here, and it starts in origin. Click on OK. There we have it. Next step is making a plane. So select the plane feature and make it angle normal to a plane. Rotation axis is our line that we have created, so line 1. And the reference is the ZX plane. So select from the tree ZX plane. Angle is 18 degrees and click OK. And we have created plane 1. You can see it here. It's a little bit tilted. And on this plane we are making another sketch. So select your plane 1 from the tree and select the sketch feature. So now we use the profile tool. Select the profile tool from the right side and make one straight line up, tilt the line to the left, and again one straight line up. Make sure that this point is over the x-axis and this point is under the x-axis. So now we make constraints. Select the constraint tool. We need constraints for this one. The distance between, let me see, this point here, this one, and the axis, the middle axis, and also the lower point and the middle axis. And we also need a constraint for the thickness, so from the distance from this point to this line here. So select both the line and the point here, or both lines, never mind what you select. And what we also need is the height. So the height from this point to this line. So for this we need 100. The height. This should be 10 millimeters. 40 degrees for the angle. And for both of these constraints, 25. Like this. Now we have to constrain this line and the edge of our stake here, this one. We have to make it constants. So select right click constants and then it's green. Let's see if it's ISO constrained. It's ISO constrained. So now we can leave the sketch and we use our extrude tool. So click on extrude on the right side here and make for both limits the dimension of 20 millimeters. So limit 1, 20 millimeters and limit 2, 20 millimeters. So preview, there we have a plane. Okay, let's go to offset. So we want to copy and paste this object, our extrude, but make it like 2 millimeters apart from it. So we use extrude, search for it there. Select extrude. Surface is our our extrude one. And we make an offset of 2 millimeters. Preview. And there we have it. So we use our extrude and make an offset of it of 2 millimeters. Click OK. And that's all. Now we have to select from this side, so where the stickers are sticking out, the lower part of our first surface of our extrude. Select the lower part, the plane here, so it's highlighted, and make a sketch on it. And now we use the elongated hole tool from the rectangle stuff. Place the first point in the origin, this, 0, 0, and blue indication, and pull it up straight here. And make an elongated hole. The constraint down here we can delete and select constraint tool, select our lower arc, and our outer circle of our stick and make constants. Now we make constraint for the upper arc. It should be 5 millimeters. We don't have to change it. And we make the middle axis constants with the middle line of our sketch 3. So constants. And now the length of our axis, so from this point to the origin, just like the axis, should be 63. Like this. Now we can leave the sketch and make a pad. So you have to change workbenches again to part design. Select the pad tool, click OK. Our elongated hole is the pad, what we want to create. So the first limit up to surface is the type, and the limit is the second surface here, so our offset 1 we select from the tree. And again, the second limit is also up to surface, but this time we use our extrude as a limit. Now preview, and we see we just made a pad between these two planes. Click OK. Let's hide these ones. And you see it, we just made a plane. And next step is making a stiffener. So we make a sketch on the plane. Click on plane 1. Before this, we get in our planes again. So plane 1, select, make a sketch on it. Now we just make a simple line here, like this. Now constraining it, so it has to be parallel to this line. Here, this one. So select the first line and this line. And right click parallelism and click it, like this. Now a distance from this line, oh, messed it up. So distance from this line to our total line, nah, damn. Let's see, this line, and what can I select it? So select first this line and this line, now it works. And also the length of this line and the height from the last point and our axis, middle axis. This should be 50, 15, and 30. Like this. Now leave the sketch and select the stiffener tool. So stiffener tool is, let's see here. So you go to solid combine and drop down menu and stiffener. So we select just our line. Mode is from side and thickness is 1 millimeter. Neutral fiber, and just click OK, and there we have our stiffener. Next step is making another pad. So this time we rotate our object and select the upper plane of our offset, this one, this plane, and make a sketch on it, just a simple circle. Let's change it to this. Okay, a circle, just place it here, use a constraint, select the circle, select the upper arc of your object, and make it constants. And that's good. Now we are making again a pad of it with 11.5 millimeters per view, but not on this side, on the other side. So reverse direction, this, so it's pointing to its positive X direction, and click OK. There we have it. Now we have to make another sketch on the ZX plane. Select the ZX plane, sketch, and now we use a profile tool. So just make one tool line like this, also below, over the x-axis, and then an arc, and then a line that's connecting to our arc. So make sure you have blue indication, like here, this green stuff, like this, not like this, more like this here, blue indication, and just click it and leave it. Now we use our 3D geometrical silhouette tool, or however it's called, the right one, and select our stake and delete the lower line, we don't need it. Now we make constraints, so let's double click it and select the points of our profile tool. Make them constants, so the right point should be constants with the last point of our yellow line here, constants. And this point should be constants with our yellow line, like this. Okay, and now what we need is a circle in the middle here. Just make it constants with our middle point of our arc. This, I think we still can move it. No, can move it. Beautiful. And make constraints for the arc and our circle. Both are 10 millimeters. So radius 10 millimeters and diameter also 10 millimeters. Now we need a height from the arc and our y-axis. It should be 40. Now we have to create an axis in the middle. So select your axis tool, select the middle point of your arc and circle, and drag it down straight to the yellow line so it's constants. And now make constraint for the distance between your axis and your y-axis. This. And make it 20. Now we just have to make our right and left straight line symmetrical. So select both lines, allow symmetry line, and select your axis. Now it should be iso constrained, beautiful. But before we continue, we use trim tool, select this yellow line here on the right side, and our first straight line here. So this is a dotted line, a construction line. Now we can leave a sketch and make a pad out of it. So 1 millimeter, I think it was, yeah. Length is 1 millimeter, and mirror extend. So it looks like this. Click OK, and there we have it. Next step is making another sketch on a plane. So select plane 1, sketch. And now we make an axis. So make a straight axis somewhere here, like this. And make constants with this middle line of our circle. So you have to go on it, and then you see this dotted line all over your screen, and just click it and make constants. Next step is making this last point of our axis constants with this line. Constants. The length of our axis should be 15. So select constraint, select your line, and make it 15. Like this. Now we use our profile tool. Make a straight line to the right, one up, again, one up, damn, one up. Then we make an arc, not an arc, it's a half circle. Make sure that you make a half circle. Then a straight line down, make sure you have blue indication so it's connected, and left, like this. So the radius of our arc is 2.5. And the distance from the arc to our axis, we make it like select your arc and the axis and right click radius diameter. Now we have it like this. Next part is do the same thing again for your low line and the axis and make it radius diameter again. Now change the value from the horizontal line to your axis to 10 millimeters and the other value to 17. Last step is we still can move it like this. Not good. So let's undo it. Nope. I changed it again. Wait a second. Okay, we still can move it as we see. So we use constraint tool and select the right line and the horizontal line and make it perpendicular. Here, like this. And same thing for the other side. So now we just can move it right and left. So we have to make it constraint somehow. So select your constraint tool, select the left line, And this line here, a straight line, make a constant. That's all. Then we just can't move it, and it's as constrained as we see. So leave a sketch and make sure that you have this line, because this axis is our rotation axis for our shaft tool now. Select the shaft tool here, and also our sketch 7, so that we have created, and make a first angle of 360 degrees and just click OK. There we have it. Now the last step is making a point. So we select our edge of our outer circle here, this one, and select the point tool, and point type is circle, sphere, ellipse stuff here, this one, center. So it's directly in the center. Just click OK and rename the point that we have created. Click on properties, and we wait a second, we rename it to for Mac. So for MECH. Apply. Okay, there we have it. That's all. Now we can hide all these lines. So the point, we don't need it now. Set the middle axis. This, and now we apply material. Material is iron for this one, so select iron, select your project, so a part file. Click OK. Now shading of material, and there we have it, our actuator. So that's all for this assignment, and see you again in next assignment 10. If you have any comments, just comment right below in the comment box. Thank you.